Welcome back. We have the Vice Chairperson of the Parliamentary Caucus. We have David Bahati. I think the reason why I have a difficult time sort of saying your name is because we're so familiar with your name. We always just say Bahati, and everyone knows who you're talking about. So before the break, we were talking a little bit about understanding some of the developments, because if you are somewhere in Kampala or in the greater Kampala area, even up country, and you can read a newspaper, a lot of what has been seen is the NRM being very vocal about issues, from passing of various laws through Parliament. But more importantly, we're seeing an emergence where we've always known that Buganda and the NRM were always strange bedfellows. Can you explain to us the relationship of the NRM party and the Buganda seat of government?
Well, to begin with, the restoration of the kingdom was done by the NRM party.
Yes.
And since then, the relationship has been growing, sometimes meeting some hiccups. But I think as we speak now, our relationship between the NRM government and the Buganda kingdom is at the highest peak. And that's why you see that now we are returning the properties of Uganda, and the process is continuing to ensure that that process of restoration of the properties of Uganda to the kingdom is done.
Talk to us more about that in terms of returning the property. How was that decision made?
Well, it has been through the negotiations. These negotiations started way back in 2005 and been moving, sometimes meeting some challenges, but I think now the process is moving on very forward.
Honorable, I want us to talk about the elephant in the room in some sense, Honorable Mbabazi, the Mbabazi family. In Uganda's politics, you get very popular if you manage to convince Ugandans, especially in the urban centers, that you are being oppressed. In my opinion, and I might be wrong, that's how Elias Lukwago became popular. That's how Kizza Besigye became popular, because he managed to convince Ugandans that somebody is unfairly pushing them to the side. Does it concern you that after those two gentlemen, now David Sejusa, that slowly but surely the NRM is allowing the Mbabazi family to walk the road of popularity, i.e., looking like somebody is treating them unfairly? When you sit in your meetings, do you get concerned that your actions as a party towards the Mbabazi family are going to create such a huge figure out of, if one would say, a small man, and you'll have to deal with your own actions in the near future?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that what makes a big headline on the newspaper about some issues in the party makes that issue a big issue in the party.
Okay.
So regarding that issue is...
the party disregards papers?
No, we don't disregard them, but we don't necessarily... People should not think that what appears in the paper is actually what is appearing inside. On that issue, the Prime Minister endorsed the recommendation of the caucus in Chankwanzi. We have had discussions. The chairman of the party has been also verifying some issues, and we think that we have done good justice about that issue. And as a party, we are moving forward to focus on service delivery. The people of Uganda gave us a mandate in 2011 to fix the roads, fix the education sector, the health sector. Those are the issues that we are focusing on now.
Actually, I believe the mandate was given in 1986, and we're still here in 2014 looking at the same mandate. If we are to look at the NRM as a successful party, as a party that has lifted Uganda and sustains itself in the future, especially looking ahead at the road to 2016, what, in your opinion, because Samson brings up a good point, and I think you have to also understand, Honorable Bahati, that this is a government that has allowed freedom of press, it's allowed freedom of opposition leaders to express themselves. This is the first government that is a multi-party government. You can vote for whomever you want. There are close to, I think, 63 registered multi-parties in this country. We've never seen anything like this. But I feel that sometimes the NRM has to walk a fine line between asserting itself and its manifesto as the governing party, and also allowing others to have a voice. How do you think the party has done in that respect?
Well, first of all, by definition, the NRM party is a revolutionary party. And the revolutionary party keeps moving forward.
Arguably, because we decided that as a democracy, we were going to have other parties run along with the party. So the issue of revolutionary parties kind of fades out, does it not?
No, it hasn't phased out. We still remain a revolutionary party. And in terms of what we have been able to achieve, democracy is one of them. We are having regular elections. We are having the freedom for people who want to participate in democracy to come up. We have made tremendous progress in terms of the economy. In 1986, our correction of revenue correction stood at 198 billion. As we speak today, we have 8 trillion Uganda shillings, more than 1,000 double just in the span of 20 years. We've made a lot of progress in road infrastructure. In terms of democracy, I think we're doing very well. People have the freedom to demonstrate.
Is the party still relevant?
The party, the
Yes.
NRM party?
Yes.
If it wasn't, probably wouldn't have got 70% in 2011. The people of Uganda still believe in NRM. But they believe in us, not because we are just a party, but because of what we have been able to do. People love freedom and security. That's very, very, very important. It's unfortunate that we took over 20 years to restore freedom in all parts of the country. But I think now people are happy. And I think we expect that actually our popularity will go up in 2016.
So you think you will win the seat?
We are working hard. We must work hard to earn the respect that we deserve.
Because some would argue one of the reasons why you're courting Buganda, and not to be sectarian in any way, but there's a large population there that would be fundamental in swinging the vote in your favor as an NRM party. What would you say about that?
Well, the NRM party, we have never done things just for the sake of popularity. That's why you see in 2011, we had to bring a land bill, which was very unpopular in Uganda, and we've just brought it 3 months to election, and still we won the election. So we do things on principle, not on popularity.
But it certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah?
It certainly doesn't hurt your party.
So our return of the properties of Uganda is on principle. It has nothing to do with politics.
I see.
Yeah.
Honorable Bahati, there used to be a party here called UPC.
Yes.
When it was in power, certain individuals within the party had conflicts with themselves. They thought then that UPC was big enough to overcome the conflict. They didn't deal with the issues. They dismantled their own party. There used to be another party in Kenya called KANU. It played around with its chances and disappeared. Today you say the party is strong. Well, you can argue that these are just press statements. The party is strong. But deep inside you, are you sure that what is happening inside the party that some would rather dismiss will not take down the NRM? Because in my opinion, for the Prime Minister Mama Mbabazi and his relationship with the President, General Sejusa and his relationship with the President, these are his buddies. For them to be out there feeling and saying what they're saying, the Prime Minister seems to be in the press every so often. His wife doesn't come out of the press. And we sit here and say the party is okay. Is the party okay? Or are we just refusing to accept what is happening, like UPC and KANU did, and eventually they came down?
Well, the strengths of the party depends on the core pillars. There are pillars, the fundamentals that must be in place for a party to be strong.
UPC had those.
UPC did
Was
not
weak.
take take care of the fundamentals, the issue of security, the issue of the economy. Once people have the freedom and security, they will love that party that is providing that. Once the economy is growing, people will always support that. And we are taking care of the fundamentals. And what is happening, what has been happening, the issues you are talking about, do not really affect the fundamentals of the party, nor do they even affect the operations of the party. When you go up country, you hear a different situation. Okay. Some of the things that are appearing in the papers or on this television, the people of Uganda are not really bothered about it.
In just this one term, the president hasn't even finished his term. Former Vice President Bukenya is in the papers. General Sejusa is in the papers. Mrs. Mbabazi and her sister are in the papers. Is that an indicator of a party whose fundamentals are strong and that is walking into the next election better than the last election?
That's actually why at Chankwan's retreat, we made a decision to recommend that the president stands again in 2016. That was the context. Let us not go into politics. Let's make a resolution that we have our own candidate and we close that chapter. We focus on delivering on the promises we made to the people of Uganda. Ugandans need to focus on the issue of quality education. They need to focus on roads. They need to focus on improving household income. At the end of the day, people don't eat politics. People must earn money.
But they need politics to eat.
But they need good politics and stable politics. You cannot start politicking 2.5 years to the end of the term. Yes. Please, that's why we said no. That was the context in which we took that decision. Let's indicate that we have a presidential candidate and that chapter is closed as far as the party is concerned. And we move on. Yes.
Honorable.
So it was very destructive. It was very destructive. And it would have been irresponsible of us as a generation of leaders, just stand by and engage our population 2.5 years to the end of the term, mid-term, to start politicking. People don't eat politics. People eat what they earn.
Okay. Honorable Bahati, we wish we had more time, but the thing I think you're trying to put across is that the NRM has done nothing but focus on political goodwill of the people, I believe is what you endorse as the vice chairperson and also as a member of the NRM party. And as a member of parliament of Ndorwa County, you also see firsthand how the people in your constituency live, you know, the services that they need, and hopefully going forward, if the NRM party does win 2016, that will move away from this lip service type of politics and actually reach the grassroots person. All right, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Are you standing again?
Yes, I am.
I wish you good luck.
Thank you very much.
I think you'll win. He's one of those.
He's become very popular.
I call him the political celeb.
Yes,
Mr. David Bahati.
We wish you the very best.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Keep those posts coming. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. When we come back, it's Daniel O'Mara and Business Unusual. Plus, we'll be reading some of those posts. Back in a moment.